Well, I came out for a bit of a spin to get used to the quota, make sure everything's working okay. I leaned out the low speed running a little bit, and that seems to have made quite a difference. In fact, the bike's running really well. I wasn't looking for a new bike, but sometimes the universe throws something at you that you can't ignore. The previous owner had been sideswiped on one of his other bikes, ending up in hospital for most of the year. Prior to the accident, he'd taken the Quota to pieces to refresh the engine and gearbox, and it seemed unlikely that he would ever get back to working on it again. He offered it for sale in kit form. Norm needed a project, so we went to get it. Moto Guzzi Quota. Never heard of it? They were Moto Guzzi's stab at a big, comfortable adventure bike, long before Ewan and Charlie's Long Way Round, and the rise of adventure bikes, and the current trend to head off the tarmac and into the wilds. It's an 1100cc tractor. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, here's how it came into my life. Norm spent quite a while putting it together. The wiring harness was totally disconnected. The instruments were hanging loose. The rest of the parts were a jumble in big boxes. Eventually, he was able to work out what went where, and before too long, I was called over to see the result. Okay. But Norm had had his fun. He likes a challenge and was ready to move on to the next thing. I, however, had had a Quota before and foolishly sold it. At the time I was spending more time riding the older bikes, and the Quota lay abandoned. And the chance to get another was too good an opportunity to miss. Once I got it home, it was obvious it still needed some attention before I could put it on the road. The tyres were old and worn. The rear disc was worn out. The rear shock was leaking. The speedometer angle drive was broken. I ordered new tyres, and Norm and I put them on using brute strength and plenty of lubricant. I found a company in Italy with an Öhlins rear shock, and the speedo drive came from a company in India. With new brake pads all around, it was time to take the Quota for a safety inspection, which, to my huge relief, it passed. I was now free to ride. I've been doing a few 100-kilometer loops, rapidly gaining confidence in the bike. As always, I like to stop at the pools, ponds and wetlands. I've no idea what these plants are, but they add a splash of colour to the roadside. So what now? The previous owner, Phil, once rode this bike to the Yukon and Alaska. Assuming it continues to perform reliably, I may well head out that way myself. It only seems fitting. Please like and subscribe. I'm almost at 5,000 subscribers now. And take a look at my books on Amazon and Audible in paperback, digital, and audiobook formats. Thanks for watching.